Hello again and welcome back to the Microlearning Institute. In this short tutorial we look at the concept of work breakdown structure in project management. Now, work breakdown structure applies very simply to a structured breakdown of the work involved in delivering the overall project. So rather than aiming to deliver the overall project, the project manager and his team break the project down into a number of components that can be easier managed and easier delivered. There are a number of approaches to developing a work breakdown structure. The first one we look at is what we call the top-down approach. And this involves taking the overall project and progressively breaking it down stage by stage until we arrive at a series of tasks that can be individually measured. So firstly, we identify the major 4 to 7 components of the work. What are the main things that have to be done? Then we take those level 2 tasks for each grouping and we repeat the process until a task has one owner, it's a clear deliverable, it's a short duration, maybe 1 or 2 days, and we can provide a credible estimate of the duration. Also, of course, this provides us with the ability to track now each of the tasks and how they all add up to the delivery of the overall project. So you can see the process here in green, where we start with the overall project and we break it down into a number of major components, and then for each of those components we continue to successively break down those components until we arrive at a series of tasks. So this approach is referred to as the top-down approach to work breakdown structure. This approach really applies well where this type of project has been done before, where we already have an established process for doing a project. So, for example, building a house, that's a well-established process. It breaks down into a number of distinct phases and it's well-established. Developing software is well-established. These kind of things are well-established. However, we may also be faced with a project where there isn't a well-established process as to how to do it. So maybe a lot of the characteristics of the process or the context in which the project will be delivered are unique. So therefore, we really can't easily just roll out the top-down approach. So here we take what's called the bottom-up approach, and the approach here is different. Here we get the team together, the team who are going to be involved in delivering the project, and we ask them to brainstorm all of the tasks, so to think of all of the things that need to be done in order to deliver the project. Now, of course, we don't want to manage the project as just a large series of tasks because it wouldn't be that easy to measure or to track or to allocate resources. So once we have all of the tasks, we then group all of the tasks into 4 or to 7 major groupings again, not unlike what we did with the top-down approach. So therefore, we'll be able to manage now the project as a series of phases with distinct tasks, just like we were able to do with the top-down approach. The critical path for the project is what's referred to as the sequence of scheduled activities that determines the project duration. So the critical path of the project, it actually tells us what the longest duration path through the project network actually is. So activities that are on the critical path are referred to as critical activities, and they have no float or no slack. So again, if we delay the start or the end of any critical path activity, then we're effectively extending the duration of the entire project. So in order to shorten the duration of the project, a scheduler must modify the critical path dependencies and activities so that they take shorter time. A Gantt chart is a visual representation that shows project activities and their interdependencies along a timescale. And on the left of the chart is a list of the activities, and along the top is a suitable timescale. So here's a visual representation of a Gantt chart, and again down the left hand side we can see all of the tasks. Now again, I'm simply calling mine task 1, 2, 3 and so on here, and across the top we have a timescale, and again we can show the tasks and their interdependencies in this single format. Thank you very much for watching this short tutorial on the role of work breakdown structure in project management, presented to you by the Microlearning Institute.